Welcome back, YouTube. We are here going through PGA Tour 2K25 videos, all from footage that I've taken from our Phoenix, Arizona trip, where 2K flew us out for an early hands-on with PGA Tour 2K25 earlier this week. Thank you again to them. Now, today's video, I want to go through societies. Okay, so I kind of flew through the society menu, wanted to show you what it's going to look like when the game releases, that you guys are ready for those for all my society owners or admins and people like that. So let's dive into it. If you guys have any questions about societies or any further questions that I can answer, please put them in the comments below. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all the fun stuff. But let's get into it. Okay, so here we are in the society menu. From the main menu of the game, you'll click online societies. And then you'll be brought to, obviously on the bottom left here is where you'll see your list normally of societies you've either created or joined. So what we're going to do is when you press create society, you are brought into the society creation menu. So if you want to see on the left, what you can see here is kind of the same, a little bit different in some ways from 2K23. So obviously the society emblem and color, you create it from there. The play style you can have so that people can see, okay, is it casual? Is it super competitive here? Consumable golf balls, if you want those on or off. Security level, so like, can people search you up and things like that? Enforce a handicap, which is interesting. So like, obviously if you only want to make it for people that are a certain handicap that, so all that kind of stuff. Message of the day, about us, you can put there, and then enable the message board. So you can actually turn off the message board now if you'd like. And there's actually another piece that I'm going to show you that's very exciting, and that is that you can actually basically clear the message board. So if you're like me, where you are an owner of a society, aka the Supreme Golf League, make sure that if you guys are still playing 2K23, join us on there. We will be pushing over to 2K25 and I'll be creating that on there as well. But basically, you'll have people on the message board that say really dumb stuff and either inappropriate or just it's not needed, and you want to be able to clear it. Well, you can clear the entire message board now. So there's actually a sense of moderation that you can do, which we have been asking for, especially myself, like specifically for years now. So very excited about that. So again, you can kind of go through that. Once you create it, you press done, bam, here's your main menu. So it starts you off right in the, you can see that the top for the tabs, there's active events, completed events, social, statistics, members, and administration. Now there's some cool new features with these that I'm very excited for that we'll get into. But you can see, obviously from here, you can add an event. Another piece that I want to show off as well is that all events begin at midnight GMT. That is the same as it is now. So meaning if you want something to start, so I'm in Central Time Zone in the United States. If you want your society event to start at a certain time, so we always have our start on Tuesday nights. They run, Supreme Golf League runs from Tuesday nights to Monday nights, right? So that we can take Tuesday morning to accumulate points, post them to socials, things like that. So we have to put, when we create the event, which we'll get to towards the end of this video, what that looks like. It's basically the same looking kind of menu, just a little bit different, obviously, because it's 2K25 now. When you create those, if you want it to start on Wednesday or on Tuesday night, you need to create it for the first start day to be Wednesday, because it's GMT. So midnight GMT is technically Wednesday. So, like there, so we want it to be like 6 or 7 o'clock Central. That's when it starts. So this is a heads up. The next tab is completed events. Obviously, this is like the logo gives you. You can switch all that, and mess with that, and the colors will look different for your club, your society, but obviously when you completed events, they'll be listed there, which is pretty sweet. The socials, so it looks a little bit different, but obviously you can have the about us, the message of the day, the message board. So there's some moderation pieces to that now, which we're going to show you in a second. The statistics of the society, this is kind of already in other games as well, in previous titles for this, but it's okay. I mean, if you're curious about the stats, you can see them. The menu, this is the huge deal of what I want to show you. On the bottom was the Y button. I was on an Xbox controller for the playthrough. It says member search. Now, That's massive for anybody that has a society that has a decent amount of players. Like, let's say you want to ban somebody from there because they're being crazy, or they're not following the rules, they're not, you know, they're chipping all over the greens, they're being whatever, you know, for whatever reason you want to ban somebody, let's say. Okay, you can now search their name instead of having to scroll through a list of, let's say, 300 or 400 members trying to find it out of order like you have right now in 2K23. 2K25 you can search. Massive, huge update. Quality of life, you guys, in this game, that's all I can keep stressing. My favorite things, people are like, what is your favorite thing that you saw from your early hands-on, you know, in Phoenix? It all encapsulated is quality of life. So, you know, obviously being able to move your tee, where you tee up around the tee box, you know, the penalty, you know, the penalty drop areas and what you could do there, the instant replay system, all these quality of life things that have been there but just maxed out to the absolute max of potential is amazing. So anyways, this is another quality of life piece that I was really excited for. And then the administration settings. So this is kind of what it looks like in here. Obviously, it'll kind of give you an overview, you know, total members, you know, the play style, all that fun stuff. The last 30 days of the season, like largest first prize, average entry fee if you have any, stuff like that. Along the left, though, you see that you can put difficulty restrictions, society settings, membership requests. So like if you are not fully public and you are requiring people to request to get in, it'll be under the membership request. Donating to the society bank. So the society bank, you see in the top right above my screen over there. If you want to add VC, like some people were like, you know what, I love this society, I'm going to donate some VC. Like, let's say you've got 20,000 VC and you're just kind of, you know, like, yeah, I'll throw 1,000 VC at this. This is great, you know, and we can use that to give away VC as prizes, which is sick. So that's kind of the same thing as what's been going on in previous titles. But, you know, that's that option. And then you can end the season. Cool new thing is they also show you the society name last modified by. So you can see, like, if I'm the president or, you know, owner of it, so I'll create the society. But I have two of my guys, CRS and Prismatic, who want to come through and do some editing because they're admins. They'll be admins of mine. Like, they were creators for the PlayStation and the Xbox societies for SGL in the last couple titles. And now, you know, with it being cross-platform, another huge piece, if you did not hear that, this is going to be cross-platform societies now, okay? We can all work on the same society and it makes changes across the board. So at least it gives you now who last modified some things, you know, which is pretty sick. So difficulty restrictions, you guys have already seen this. You can kind of make it what you want. Like, for example, we try to follow TGC Tours difficulty. If you guys have never heard of TGC Tours, if you're watching this video, basically like the official, unofficial tour of the PGA Tour 2K franchise. Has been going on for a long time, ever since the TGC series, meaning HB was always created the golf club, and then it turned into PGA Tour 2K once 2K took them over, kind of thing. So shout out HB. But basically, this TGC Tours has been a thing for a long time. We try to follow their difficulty presets usually. So we'll create that on here, for example. So you can kind of lock that in so that everybody plays the same difficulty restrictions in their rounds. Now, the next one being society settings, you can kind of see this is where you change everything that when you completed, or, you know, like when you came into the online society menu and you press create society, and this was the first thing you saw in the beginning of our video. Everything's the same. The only thing that is added there is to clear the message board. And that, as we were talking about before, is such a huge quality of life piece. You can finally moderate your message board. So like I've gone to message boards and seen some really nasty stuff on those boards. You know, it's a public game. Stuff can be written on there by really stupid people. When they do that, though, the only way to really get rid of that message, so it's not just lingering there, is you basically have to keep typing messages, or, you know, space bar or something to make it go off the screen. That doesn't mean that people can't see it, though, and it's disgusting. So to be able to have moderation on the message boards, thank you, HB. We've been asking for that for a long time. That was huge. I was so excited to see that. So it'll clear the entire message board. If you see someone write something disgusting and you don't want it on there anymore, you can do that. So there's the membership request that we kind of talked about. The donate to the society bank, same situation. You can just put how much you want to donate in VC. And and then obviously the society last name modified by, which is pretty sweet. So it tells you like who it's modified by, whether, you know, if Priz or CRS were working it and I didn't realize it or something, like it'll tell you that. It's pretty sweet. And then this is the last kind of thing I want to show you in regards to the society menu. So just this photo here, kind of everything's the same. So not the same, but obviously it kind of looks similar, but is definitely the same vibes. So when you go into the main, or if you have an alternate event, you know, kind of things like that. Everything though, with the start date, the end date, the entry requirements, all of that is kind of the same as 2K23, 2K21. You know, the vibes are the same, where you can name the event, you use the course, event type, you know, if you have handicap scoring, consumable golf balls, obviously a lot of that will just follow what your society settings are that you've already created, but everything else is kind of the same through there, just as a heads up. So nothing really to show. Obviously the UI is different. So anyways, this was kind of a quicker video, nothing super long. For all my society people, I wanted to go over some new updates, obviously, like the clearing the message board moderation, you know, being able to do different stuff like that is huge. But for anybody very curious, and you know, when the game comes out for you, whether you pre-ordered the deluxe or the legend edition, you get it on February 21st, or you're waiting for February 28th, and you get your hands in this game, you can create your society with ease, knowing that you've already seen the menus and everything that you can kind of do with it. So again, let me know in the comments below if you guys have any other questions in regards to societies, or anything else for that matter, and I can get answers from you from the devs if I don't already know them from our time with them. But please like, comment, subscribe, keep coming back. We're going to keep making these videos through the release of PGA Tour 2K25. Let's go.